Atalanta 2, Chelsea 1. This is coming very late, especially with the Everton game at 3 tomorrow. I did not have enough time to do it during the week, and it was just a lot going on. But let's just get that out of the way. Better late than never. And it's gonna be brief. And considering what happened and how unsurprised I am at the result, it's best I keep it that way. Now with the lineup, I guess I expected rotation. Badiashile and who was it? Chalobah. That was the centre back pairing. A Chempong featured at right back, which I would prefer, to be fair. I don't think he's going to start every week, of course not, but he's a good addition to the squad. And to be fair, he did play well. He actually stopped us from going a goal down in the first half, actually, with that last-ditch challenge. So it's actually relieved that he was on the pitch today. Probably one of the only positives I can think of, really. But and then in midfield there was obviously on the left back Cucurella, in goal Sanchez, of course. But in midfield, the usual Enzo, Caicedo, Reece, and then a front three of João Pedro, Pedro Neto, and then Jamie Gittins, who was it's just Jamie Gittins, nothing new. Nothing impressive, he was just there. But you forgot he was there most of the time, really. Nothing really impressive. Now, from the moment the game started, they were knocking on the door. Like, you had players that were just they were just having a stroll, jogging, just like, they were just coming to collect their paycheck. They didn't even look like they were out there to play. Like, they were just, they just looked like a bunch of tourists. It looked like a bunch of tourists just doing a bit of exercise. That's it. That's all they look. That's how a lot of them look. Like week in and week out, how most of these players look. That's how most of them look. Like, there are a few I feel sorry for. Like, I feel sorry for Cucurella. I feel sorry for Caicedo. I feel sorry for Reece. And Cole, to be fair, but he's still getting back to full fitness. But I feel bad for those players, because most of these guys either aren't good enough or the badge is just too heavy for them. Because what was that first half? What was the first half? There was no energy in that first half, no heart whatsoever. I'm surprised we weren't 2-0 down, at least in that first half. We should have. We were lucky, very lucky. It was a good thing we got the goal as quickly as soon as possible. But even then, we still need to get a second, and how long would it take us to do that? We're more likely to concede before getting the second goal, which is exactly what happened anyway. Obviously, you saw the goal. And at first I thought it was offside, but fair play to Reece, it wasn't. And João, I'm just happy he got his first Champions League goal, but even then, João Pedro, apart from the goal, didn't do a lot, to be honest. And then in the second half, we had two chances that, again, weren't buried, and a lot of dilly-dallying in the final third. Nothing came of it. And then all Atalanta needed, literally all they needed, was a cross into the box in the second half. And up to that goal, by the way, I can't remember who made the cross, but there were two players on him. Gittins was on him, and Gittins is just, He's jogging with him, but he's just looking at him, and then lets him go past. And then obviously Correa, he tries to close him down. Instead, the player crosses. And look, let's be honest, it's what was his name? Scamacca. Look how big the guy is. No one's gonna catch him. Fofana, sure, you can look and say, oh, he lost his man, but let's be honest, even if he didn't, he's not gonna beat him there. He's not beating him there. He's not. No one's beating him there. And it's 1-1. And then, even for the second goal, that was ridiculous. They got a free kick and they played it quickly, and everyone's just asleep. And before you know it, Cucurella and I think it was Badiashile, they don't want to make it. They don't want to. They can't get the ball off him because they don't want to risk making a challenge. So they don't want to commit. So they want to just force it. They want to force him to make a bad shot. He takes a shot. Salamakers, I can't pronounce his name. Takes a shot. Deflects off Cucurella and goes in the back of the net. The game's over right there. The game ends right there, pretty much. And the funny thing is, you know what Maresca does? He takes off all our midfielders. I don't know why he does this a lot, by the way, because we had two midfielders on the bench. We had Buonanotte, who we've not seen in ages. I don't know why he came to Chelsea on loan. Don't know why. Especially that's one of the last clubs you want to go to as a young player on loan, especially. Don't know why he would come to Chelsea, but anyway. Then there's Santos. Now, look, I don't rate a lot of these players very highly. I just think some are good. I think some are okay, but a lot of them, regardless for how much we spent on them combined, a lot of them are just all right. To be honest with you, that's why I never really get too excited whenever things are going good, because I'm aware of what I look past the stats. I look past the result. I just look at the performance in general and what I see, and I look, okay, he's good. I think Santos is good. I do think he should have been given minutes on that day. I don't know why Buonanotte wasn't given a look in. I'll be honest with you. I think he's tidy. I think he could have helped us create. I actually think he could have contributed, but no. Instead, Reece, we have a midfield of Reece, Gusto, and I can't even remember who the other one in midfield was, but that was our midfield pairing. Two right backs. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. And like Gusto, I understand putting Reece in midfield because he's versatile and he can help protect the back line, but he can also help progress the ball forward. But Gusto is so limited. He's just a right back, and even then he's just an okay defender. He's all right. Gusto in midfield looks terrible most of the time. He looks terrible. So I don't know what Maresca does. And this isn't the first time he always does this. I think he did this against Leeds as well. I don't know what it is with Maresca or why he keeps doing it. I don't know. I really don't. And to be honest, this season, the Premier League season is pretty much a failure because we're not in a title race. We're not going to win the league. So our Premier League campaign has already failed. It's a failure. Even if we finish in the top four, doesn't matter. Like, our aim should not be to finish in the top four, and it's not to finish in the top four. That should be the minimum anyway. We're not winning the Champions League. I don't think so, to be honest with you. It'd be miraculous if we do, but I don't think that's going to happen. And this manager is clueless. This guy's clueless, I can't lie. He's clueless. And with Everton coming up tomorrow, that has a 1-1 draw written all over it. And then there's Newcastle away. Then there's Villa, I think, at home. But it doesn't even matter, really, does it? Like, I don't know. I can't tell you why we're going to win any of those games. I really hope we do. I really hope we do. Like, I wish I could sit there and say, here's why we're going to beat those teams. But I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you.